So, let's talk about the Bravely Default series. Hey, so I thought that since Bravely Default 2 is coming out somewhere around this year, I decided I would like to talk about my favorite series. Bravely Default is a JRPG game where it takes place in the world called Luxendark. The game usually has you follow four main protagonists as they try to defeat some godlike entity to save the world. Just wanted to give a short summary of the games so you guys have a slight idea about what they're about. So, it was 2014, and I was around the age 8. I was just scrolling through Nintendo eShop when I found this game that caught my eye. It was Bravely Default, which at the time was just barely released to the US. I thought it looked interesting, so I downloaded the demo, and I absolutely fell in love with the game. Although the demo were just side quests and didn't necessarily have anything to do with the main story of the actual game, I still enjoyed the gameplay and the characters. There's this one character named Idia, and she's one of my favorite characters. Especially love her catchphrase. Oh, just to mention, the music in these games sound beautiful, just astronomical. The people behind the music is Linked Horizon. They were also the people who made the Shingeki no Kyojin openings. The way the music was orchestrated is just brilliant. If you're curious about listening to these songs, I'll have a link in the description to a video which is a concert with all the songs from Bravely Default. Now, although I love this game, I was never able to get it, which was quite saddening. Sad. I did get the sequel to Bravely Default for Christmas one time. The game is called Bravely Second, which takes place 2.5 years from the previous game. It has the same battle mechanic and features, but adds on to them. All characters from the original game appear in this game, although one of them rarely does appear. One of the original characters, named Anyas, is kidnapped by one of the antagonists, and you and his crew have to save her. This game was made by different writers, and the music was composed by a different group as well. The music is still good, but in my opinion, I prefer the music from the first game. Okay, so enough of Bravely Second. Did I ever mention that they released a mobile game? Yeah, it was a pretty good game, but you can't get it from Google Play or the Apple Store since it isn't localized. Well, unless you're in Japan. So I had to get it in other ways. Now, since I got the game in its original state, which is Japanese, I can't really say anything about the story. All I could get from the game is that it takes place a couple thousand years later, in which the world is in jeopardy, and the protagonists have to save the world. Also, unlike the other games, you get to customize your character, and I just absolutely love how mine turned out. Ain't it cute? But yeah, besides that, this brings us to the present, to the newest game releasing this year. And yeah, I really enjoyed the demo. It was a lot harder than the demos usually were, which was surprising to me. Bravely Default 2 is going to be made by the same people who originally helped write Bravely Default, and even Revo and Linked Horizon are coming back for this one. I'm really excited for this game, and I'm really hoping for the best of it. I also hope that it releases this year. Now then, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Bye! To talk about my favorite series, Bravely Default Luxendark. The game usually has you play our main protagonists as they try to defeat some godlike entity to save the world. I thought
So,
that this was Bravely
let's
Default
talk
2
about the
is
Bravely
coming out.
Default
So,
series.
let's talk
Hey,
about
what?
the
So,
Bravely Default
I
series.
thought that
So,
let's talk
Bravely
about
Default
the
2
Bravely
is
Default
coming
2.
out
I thought
around
that
this
since
year.
Bravely
So,
Default 2
let's talk about
like
let's talk about Bravely Default 2 coming out this year. So, Bravely Default 2 is a mobile game where Bravely Default is a JRPG game where you follow four main protagonists.
Why is it so hard to read off a script?